Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a video on hair care, and particularly blonde hair care. It's something that's really relevant to me, and I just wanted to pass on some tips that have worked for me in the past and work for me now, just in case you were either thinking of bleaching your hair or if you were struggling with keeping your hair in really good condition as a bleach blonde. So I'll just get straight into it. So the first tip I would say is to minimise the amount of time your hair is up in like a ponytail, because it causes a lot of stress on the hairs, it causes them to snap, and in the past I've had some really dodgy short hairs at the back of my head. So if you do have to have your hair up, then you could use a scrunchie or one of those big clips instead, because they're not as harsh on the hair. My second tip would be to use a nourishing or reconstructing shampoo, and you can look for that on the bottle. My favourite one at the moment is the Goldwell Dual Senses Root Repair Anti-Breakage shampoo and conditioner. So they are relatively high-end. I got these from Hair House Warehouse on sale, so they were quite cheap for me. But I know normally they're quite expensive, but I absolutely love these. They're my holy grail hair product when I'm caring for my blonde hair. They really make my hair feel soft and silky as opposed to straw-like and dry. And I use that with the 60-second treatment, which I spoke about in my monthly favourites for last month. A more affordable or drugstore version of that would be the Aussie Miracle Moist. I absolutely love this one. I got this in England, and you can't get it in Australia unless you order it off the internet. And I've been upset about that since I've lived here, because I absolutely loved this before I moved. It smells absolutely beautiful, and it leaves that smell on your hair. And yes, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. It's a lot more cheap, like not cheap as in quality, cheap as in money. Yeah, it's a lot more affordable, and it does a really nice job on my hair. And then the hair treatment for that would be the 3-Minute Miracle Reconstructor Deep Conditioner, and it comes in a tube like that, and same thing, like after you've washed your hair you just run it through your hair. I leave mine on for a lot longer than however long it says to on the thing, just because I really like to indulge myself and make a pamper session out of it. Other ones I've liked in the past have been the Kerastase Reconstructor. I've also liked Bedhead, you can get that from Priceline, and I've also liked Redken product. Yes, I would like to stress the importance of using a deep conditioning treatment. They're absolutely invaluable. My hair has never been as soft as it has been just using shampoo and conditioner. I feel like the deep conditioning treatments, you have to have it if you want to look after your hair, especially if it gets as dry and split as mine does. So my next tip would be to use leave-in products. So that would be things like heat protection spray, leave-in conditioners, hair oils are my favourite at the moment. So a few I've got here are the Tresemme Split Remedy leave-in treatment, and I've really enjoyed using this. It makes my hair feel very silky and very manageable at the ends. What I do is I put about a 20-cent piece size in the palm of my hands, rub my hands together, and then I concentrate on the ends at first, and then I run the rest through the lengths of my hair, and I find that it does tend to leave a bit of a residue, but I don't mind so much because I know that it means it's protecting my hair from splitting and kind of sealing up all the ends. My absolute favourite Holy Grail heat protection spray is the Tresemme one. I've used this absolutely forever. The first pair of hair straighteners I got this spray with them, and yes, I have used it ever since I was about 12 or 13, and I really find that it works. It leaves my hair feeling really silky. It doesn't leave a residue on my straighteners either. And yeah, I use this when I get out of the shower. I apply it to my wet hair, and then when I dry my hair using a hairdryer, it protects it from that heat, and then it also protects it from the heat of the straighteners. And a higher end version of a heat protection spray, which I have liked using in the past, is the Rock Ebony Heat Protection Primer, which is a weightless heat shield with natural hold for all hair types. And yes, it smells really good, this one. Yes, it smells really good, and it does pretty much the same thing. I didn't like this one more than the Tresemme one, and this one I think was a lot more expensive, so yes, I would recommend this one if you do prefer higher end products, but otherwise the Tresemme one works just as well for me. And then this is my absolute favourite thing to use on my hair ever. Even if I'm in a heat detox, which I do for my hair, I'll get into that in a minute, But yes, every single time I get out of the shower I apply this to my hair without fail. It's a Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz Serum. It's like a hair oil. It's got argan oil and apricot extract in it, and it's really, really smoothing. It smells amazing and it leaves that smell on your hair, and I find it makes your hair silky and shiny and remains weightless, which is really, really good. So yes, my next tip would be to minimise the amount of heat you use on your hair. I do these heat detoxes whenever I feel like my hair needs them. So for however long I decide, it ranges from 2 weeks to about a month, I will decide that I'm not going to use any heat whatsoever on my hair for that time. And I just finished doing one. I'm back to straightening my hair at the moment, but basically what it involves is leaving my hair to naturally air dry. I will style my hair. If I want to try and curl it, then I'll plait it while it's wet and leave it to dry. Yeah, so basically it just involves completely protecting your hair and trying to restore it back to its natural health by using deep conditioning treatments and hair oils and just leaving it to kind of heal. I find that those really, really work for me. I feel like my hair really benefits from it, and then it does make it a lot more manageable when I do come to start styling my hair again. During the heat detoxes I'll also get a trim, get rid of any split ends. My next tip would be to be gentle with your hair. That means like don't rough it around when you're washing it in the shower. I'm always very careful and gentle and smooth when I'm washing my hair in the shower. When I get out of the shower I don't tend to towel dry my hair. I just kind of squeeze it using my hands. That minimises knotting and tangling and also split ends. I also never brush my hair using a hairbrush when it's wet. If I absolutely have to, then I will use a comb like this, like a really wide tooth comb. These are great if you do have to start styling your hair or have to kind of detangle your hair after you get out of the shower. Just because your hair is most vulnerable and it's very easily snapped when it's wet, so you do have to be very, very careful with it. Put your hair oils and your treatments on and then start drying it so it can get a bit more of its like protection back, and then you can start brushing it. And my final tip, but probably one of the most important tips, would be to tone your hair. So this involves using a purple or greyish toned shampoo. My favourite range for toning my hair are the Silver Screen Ice Blonde ones, and they're absolutely humongous. These cost $50 together, so I do find them to be quite affordable. In the past I have used the John Frieda ones, which I did like as well. The only thing with those ones is the John Frieda ones, the purple is quite toned down, so you do have to use a lot of it and leave it on for a lot longer than you would with that one, because the purple in that one is very, very, very intense. So toning your hair involves getting rid of the brassiness and the unwanted like orangey golden tones that come into your hair when you do bleach it. It restores like the ashiness. So I just generally feel like it completely improves the overall look of your hair, makes it look a lot more true blonde. So those were my tips. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something, and yes, these are things you have to keep in mind if you are considering bleaching your hair. So yes, that is pretty much all of my tips, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for clicking.